How's it going, everyone? Tyler here with another little commentary track for you. Got a good one in store. It's Camp Nowhere. I'm doing this one because we're in summertime now. This is like the perfect time to enjoy a little summer camp movie. In order to make sure you are syncing up this commentary track with the film itself, just make sure you are getting to the Hollywood Pictures Company logo. So it's the logo with like the Sphinx statue. Once that logo completely fades to black, press play. But for now, press pause. All right, yeah, I'm a huge fan of this movie. I didn't go to summer camps that much. I went to Oh, hold on. This song rips. Yeah, this song I have rocked out to so many times. Couldn't find it for the longest time until like Shazam was invented, and then I was able to figure out what song it actually was because the version of this song that they're using in the movie, they've edited around all the lyrics. So like the normal song actually has a bunch of lyrics and musical breakdowns, but those are completely gone. So it gives the song kind of like an endless loopy kind of feeling. Okay, but yeah, my summer camp experience was I went to a church summer camp, like a Christian youth church summer camp 2 years in a row. It was all right. As far as like a summer camp goes, you had the basic activities to do. It just sucked because you had to do a mandatory church service every morning and every night, every day. So that part was a little much, but other than that, it was an enjoyable time. Probably soured me on the whole camp experience because it just my understanding of camp was there was a little bit of boring stuff and then fun stuff. But I guess that is like the idea with all of these camps because this computer camp that his parents want him to go to, most of the camp would just be doing like computer programming and classes and then a little bit of fun. I don't know if that's just me. If anyone had a different summer camp experience, please let me know because I'm curious if you have the ability to just hang out and goof off all day. Like if you just want to do activities all day, if that's a possibility, or if you are forced to do classes. Because I know they always do like an arts and craft kind of class, or like a theater kind of group. If you want to do like theater classes, I'm sure that's a thing. My really only major touchstone to what a summer camp is this movie, Bug Juice, the TV show on Disney, and Wet Hot American Summer, stuff like that. So I have no idea what actual summer camp is like. I believe that kid's name is Andrew Keegan. I'm surprised he didn't blow up bigger. He was a good looking kid, and he can act, so he should have done a lot more stuff. I remember him being on a couple episodes of Boy Meets World. The kid on the right, though, actually did do a bunch of acting. He did a couple episodes of Boy Meets World as well, but he also did Tuck Everlasting. That is, I believe, Tuck himself. I do love this dynamic, though, where the kid has to pretend to be the bully, but really these guys are like best friends. Here now in the bathroom, I told you I can't. My butthole is sore, dude. I can't do this anymore. That is a funny joke, funny detail. Epstein? Is her teacher Jeffrey Epstein? Jesus. So yeah, you're getting to know your characters here, and they're all going to different summer camps. She's going to a theater camp. I don't under I think they all live on the same block and that's why they're all friends, but it is weird that these different personalities are all friends. Like the bully, the nerd, the theater girl, and the frumpy girl are all friends. You can't even really tell in with the girl in the denim jacket. She's going to a fat camp, right? Apparently, she's actually wearing fat suits because in the real movie she's not fat, and then at the end of the movie she loses weight and is skinny. But yeah, they're like purposely putting her in like multiple layers, and I guess she did have a fat suit on for some of these earlier scenes. It's crazy, but it's not even noticed. You can't even tell. Would that be considered a Cosby sweater? Here we go. The reason why this movie is a timeless classic. I'm pretty sure when I was watching this as a kid, I'd already seen Back to the Future and everything, but it did not like putting two and two together that this is Doc Brown is it's so hard to do because he is playing such a completely different character in this movie. I feel like this is more like what Christopher Lloyd is actually like, and Doc Brown is just a character, obviously, but this is him like doing like a stand up routine. That is a gnarly looking fish. The managers have got to come up to him at some point, like, "Hey man, can you quit with the fucking stand-up routine? We're trying to sell cheese and fish over here. You're manhandling all the products." Weird that he like was performing for the kid too. Like he pinpointed him out in the crowd, like, "Yeah, I gotta show this kid what I'm all about, so he can hire me later." So yeah, she looks wide. The girl on the far left, she looks wide, and the top of her legs are so skinny and small. Like it doesn't translate that she's fat. It just looks like she's wearing a lot of clothes. What is this? Isn't this Babysitter's Club? Didn't what movies have done this? I feel like a lot of movies have done this. What made that? What movie made that shot iconic? Oh, they go to MLK Junior High School. MLK Junior High School. Pardon. And I'm pretty sure the creators of this movie can sue the writers of Accepted because they completely stole their idea. Accepted being about a kid who can't get into college, so he creates his own. This kid uh, doesn't want to go to a lame summer camp, so he creates his own. And it kind of blows up, and multiple people get involved that shouldn't be there. And then they get the old man to be the dean. In this case, is the camp counselor leader. So yeah, they somebody should get in touch with some lawyers about that. Yeah, he is absolutely great in this movie. I talked over it, but it's such a gross detail where he's brushing his teeth and then scrubs the dirty ass trailer. God, I this character coming up, this TR Polk, his dialogue rings in my mind all the time. His lines are so goddamn funny and well delivered. Does Van Welker have a car? You're him. Roland J. Orlando. I know this whole scene. Does Van Welker have a car? Well, I guess he must have pulled a trailer. It is so dumb, but I know all of these lines. And then, yeah, the fun detail with the Christopher Lloyd character is he was a theater teacher, and because of that, he is able to play all these different characters throughout the movie, and it's awesome. Poke, TR Poke. So no piss yellow coupe is gonna keep me out of the Hall of Fame. God, it's so good. What's his name? Emmett Walsh. Phenomenal character actor. He's been around forever. Now, sir, why do you look like a hillbilly and your son is so well dressed and clean? But yeah, this is also the kind, because in Accepted, it's established very early on that Justin Long's character is kind of a scammer. He's the first thing you see him doing at the beginning of the movie is he is taking photos of every student to try to get them like fake IDs and stuff. And when a teacher is about to walk in, they quickly rearrange everything to be like a choir practice or something. But this is like the first hint that Mud is also kind of like a scammer. He's able to jump in and help Van Walker with the con there a little bit. Because he didn't really come up with the idea of this camp. It was he said the right thing and he picked up on it. What's the bully's name? Zach. Wozniak. Nice touch. And it's yeah perfect that he looks exactly like the dad. Nice sweater. And I haven't mentioned it, but yeah, Peter Scolari playing the dad. He is a really, really funny comedian. He did Bosom Buddies with Tom Hanks for years, and another Disney connection is he was the dad for the Honey I Shrunk the Kids TV show on Disney. Look at the way oh man, so great the way he's able to play all these different characters. And he's really good at conning the parents into telling them exactly what they want. Because I know with the theater parents, he understands that the theater parents just want the excuse to get rid of their kids for as long as possible. So he starts mentioning that their camp is longer than other camps that she usually goes to. So he's like, "Oh, really? It's 2 weeks longer. We could extend our vacation time. Let's do that. The kids are playing it well too. They can't like show interest in the camp. It would look a little too suspicious. They have to pretend like this is another camp that they don't want to go to. Yeah. I think that mom is a famous actress. His name is Jersey. Yeah, it's so good. He like all the little makeup effects, all the costumes, and I'm sure you've all seen this movie. Hopefully, the end of the movie is they're having to do all four camps like parent stays in one day, so he has to just rotate through all these characters at once. It's really good. He gets to have a great time with this movie. Look at those Pringles, nice product placement. Cause I feel like growing up on the West Coast, camps aren't super common. Maybe in like Seattle or Oregon area where there's a lot of mountains and like foresty areas to actually have a campground. Being in California, there aren't really many places for campgrounds. East Coast, I know camp is a huge thing on the East Coast because everything is like, everywhere is like a campy area, like the New York, state of New York. I know he is a famous actor. Oh my God, is he the Twilight Zone episode where he has the glasses and he locks himself in the safe to read, and then a nuclear holocaust, like bomb holocaust, happens and destroys the entire planet, and he's the only one left, and his glasses break? Is that this? I think that's the same guy. But yeah, the reason why I don't recognize him is because that was the era when he was acting in the '60s, probably. Okay, so yeah, here we get we need the extra like plot line to make it bigger. It can't just be these four kids pulling a pulling a con. It has to blow up and get out of control a little bit. And how does it feel, Walter, that you thought you were friends with Mud and you weren't even included? Like, what a weird friend group that those four are best friends, and they didn't bother telling anyone else. Like they're the living embodiment of the Breakfast Club, hanging out all the time. There's Mookie, Arizona. Just saw him last week in Bushwhack, or not Bushwhack, the fucking house arrest. He's way younger than this. Jeez. Hell yeah, jump into those lice-covered, bedbug infested, old ass mattresses from the 70s. This movie needs the Lord of the Flies kind of vibe where shit starts going crazy and the kids become feral and all semblance of law and order just goes out the window. You would never see that in a Disney movie. A suitcase full of Playboys. There we go. The name drop. They should have made the actual movie logo with that, like the more standard camp banner and then the graffiti, hippie graffiti nowhere. They kind of did with the opening credits, but not really. Looked like there was a lot more kids than are present. Oh, and I think they already showed her, but let's see if we can get a good look at the actress at a certain point. No, I haven't seen her quite yet. Joke being that it's supposed to be that they're trying to make a fire, but they just needed their TV. Oh, that's her sitting down in the brown jacket. You just can't really see her face quite yet. So I won't say who it is until you get a good look at her face. See, here's like the first start of the Lord of the Flies vibes, but it doesn't really go anywhere. Oh yeah, the weird plot line of he just wants to go skinny dipping with that girl. Because as a kid watching this, I don't think I knew what skinny dipping was. But if you're an adult watching this, the idea of young teens skinny dipping shouldn't be something you look forward to seeing. Oh, fucking threw in his whole cello, dude. Cello, you've got a bass. Nowhere, 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 nowhere. See, I'd go to summer camp if it was more like this. Okay, and then yeah, one thing I should mention too is the kid actors are pretty good, especially the main ones. The main four are really, really good. All the other ones are pretty good too. Like, no one here in this cast is, I would say, bad. They never really like do anything overly cringe that I can remember. Cause it's a shit ton of kids, man. That's her. That's just okay. So the one that just spoke next to Mud, she's a little far away. You can't really tell, but it's Jessica Alba. There she is, Jessica Alba, right there on the left. Yeah, they needed to commit a little bit more to this, to the Lord of the Flies. I think it could have worked. Just turns into a full horror movie. See, where were those line deliveries in House Arrest, man? What happened? He's so good in this movie, and he doesn't really deliver the lines the same way in House Arrest. Cello, I've got a guitar. I wonder if this could be considered a shopping spree. Like, Blank Check or the scene in Mighty Ducks where all the kids go into the hockey store or the equipment store and start buying up gear. Because they're not really going to a store and shopping. They've already bought all this stuff. But it is a pretty impressive batch of goodies. I think that's more of like what the 90s aesthetic was. It wasn't necessarily like the shopping spree, but just the gadgets and toys and just buy like supermarket sweepstakes kind of thing where you're just going the Toys R Us version where kids would just go in and buy up grab as much stuff as possible. We were very consumerist in the 90s. Okay, come on. What are we doing? Costume, directors, producers. She's like 16. I guess I should show my age now where I'm thinking this young lady should cover up. And I think I mentioned this with House Arrest, right? With the too many characters aspect. This movie kind of has that same problem where the main kids kind of have a little bit of a growth where they start one way and another way. But because there are so many kids and so many characters, so many things that are going on, it doesn't really give the movie much time to linger on those character growth moments. But I think the fact that it has them at all is why this movie is such a success. Hopefully, you've noticed that trend in the 90s kids movies we've watched that I like. It's not just a dumb kids movie. They have dumb kid movie elements, but there's that extra thing that makes it enjoyable even now as an adult. You always love twins. You got to love some twins in a movie. There she is again. There's Jessica Alba in the middle. Because this movie came out in '94, so it was a few years before like Heavyweights and Bushwhacked. So I'm very impressed with how much of the this is like a full on summer camp vibe. They're really nailing it. And they didn't really have much to go off of. They just had like classic 70s, 80s camp movies to base this off of, like Meatballs. This has like big Meatballs vibes for sure. And I know I said it at the beginning with the opening credits song, but this movie has banging tunes, dude. This song rocks. The opening song rocks. That Summertime Blues song that was playing when they got to Camp rocks. And they move that star and you. Very cool helmet, but Jesus Christ, Mud, you couldn't ride a skateboard on your knees down a ramp? Way to go, Mud. You've ruined the fun for everyone. Yeah, where is Christopher Lloyd been? He literally has just been chilling like in his cabin by himself. But I think after this is where he decides like maybe I should actually watch these kids a little bit more. And then the doctor, I don't know her name or really what she's from other than this movie, but she is beautiful. Oh yeah, and I think Mud said when he was walking up with Christopher Lloyd that doing this for him, he's gonna pay him an extra $50. That's another testament to the time. Like $50, dude. Come on, that wasn't any. That's not even gonna be enough to pay for the gas over here, dog. He is great, but it is strange that. I mean, it's not strange. It just looks weird that he's getting the romance plot because he looks older and a little bit more grizzled in this movie. He looks like a he look kind of looks grandpa-ish with the hat and everything, so him hitting on like a 30, 40-year-old woman is a bit weird, but whatever. Like, am I crazy? The shirt, hat, and the gray in his hair, he looks like an old grandpa. Bam, 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 shoots him dead. Great improv skills. I guess that's why he went to theater, not improvisation. Oh shit. Christopher Lloyd and fucking Tom Wilson, dude. This is Biff and Doc Brown. Holy shit. That is so funny. I don't think I ever really put that together until right now. That Biff Tannen is a cop and he's talking to Doc Brown. Yeah, this is a fun bit. It's pretty classic bit of hiding something while the cop is in the room, but it's a fun twist on it because they're in a big cabin, so they got the big rafters up there to go hide up in. How the hell did they get all up there? So dumb. Like sound d- doesn't work in this universe. He can't hear that sound is coming from above him. Yeah, he just gets to go, man. Christopher Lloyd just gets to. He's probably given like a few lines of dialogue, but then he just goes off. I don't want him to get disease, all right? And we haven't really talked about it quite yet, but should we mention Mud's hair? He's got a he's got that Jonathan Taylor Thomas middle part, but it's so long in the back. They really needed to trim it up a little bit. The summer camps I've done have usually only been like a week or two at most. So the idea of doing a summer camp for months is pretty crazy. And yeah, I would imagine every summer camp experience eventually boils down to this at a certain point where the weather just craps out on you and you are stuck doing nothing inside, which would totally suck. Because I think the filming of Wet Hot American Summer, they were there for months, and I think they had like 1 or 2 good weeks of sun, and then it was just rainy and crappy the rest of the time. Bug Juice, every season would have that big thunderstorm kind of night where it just rains and rains and rains. Because, I mean, that's where camps are. Camps are in wet environments like that because where else you're going to get a green forest for a summer camp other than Seattle or like upper East Coast where it fucking rains all the time. I've never been that bored. Thank God. Yeah, they're having their little heart to heart. I'm so locked in on him and these jelly beans. I'm just what a weird thing that they decided that he's doing. Like I'm just wondering like what kind of jelly beans are these? What are the flavors? Birdie Bots has completely ruined jelly beans for the entire world, really. I mean, 'cause when I look at that bowl, I'm just thinking like, oh, which one's the vomit? Which one's rotten egg? Which one's gonna taste like shit? So he's paying them $200 to entertain the kids for the day, but he only gave him $50 to take him to the hospital. This looks pretty fun. It doesn't look like comfortable mud. It looks like hard mud. Like this. Oh, like that fall, dude. It looks so rough. But from what I've heard from one of the actresses, all the kids were having fun. I mean, you're cold, you're in the rain, you're getting dirty, but they were champs and they were having a blast. So that's cool. Yes, so weird. Not only does Christopher Lloyd do stage theater, probably musical theater, but he also specializes in Chinese shadow art theater. And yeah, was this is this the theater girl? Because they don't show who it is, but I would assume it's the theater girl. But who cares? Like, I don't need to see her arc. Like, wow, theater can be other stuff than commercials and stage. Whatever. But yeah, you can see that they're delayering. What's her name? Is it Gabby? So she's getting a little bit slimmer. Her little arc that also doesn't really get touched on much is she's cooking her own food and she's not eating crap. So that's kind of why she's losing weight. She's taking the initiative herself, and I kind of wish they talked about that more. It's a good character development. Very important for this time period too. I think this is a pickup shot. This is a reshoot kind of thing. Cause look at his hair. His hair has a haircut. His hair fully got a haircut. Either this was one of the first things that they shot or one of the last things that they shot. He looks so much better with the hair short. Like, what kind of hot ass nurse is wearing high waisted denim jeans with the knees ripped and is his hair back to being long? Because the shirt changed, right? I love this. You're going off script, kid. Going off script. Cut it. Cut it. So yeah, the shirt's different, but I can't tell if they've cut the hair or not. I mean, how could you not? Her smile is dynamite. I love the red hair. She's a total hottie. He's charming enough that I could buy it. I guess it just looks weird because he looks so much older than her. But that's whatever. Who cares? It happens in real life, so it can happen in a movie. Yeah, the hair is so inconsistent. It looks short here. In other shots, it looks long. Like it looks way longer here. It's like touching his neck. It's like touching at the bottom of his neckline and shoulders and stuff. But I think earlier it was a little bit shorter. Kid from Heavyweights. Funny detail that she's smart enough to do the math, but not smart enough to realize what is going on. Okay, just because you're buying the alcohol for your dad, it doesn't mean purchasing it with a fake ID is still okay. Now there was clearly like something in between the scenes of him and Mud leaving the doctor and maybe coming here. So you have to imagine he drove these kids here, right? How the fuck else did they get here? Yeah, because you tried to buy beer with a fucking phony ID, dude. And what kind of small town is it that the office managers get Hendrix on the phone? So, like, they have the phone number of the cop personally, or do they only have the one cop in this town? Completely unnecessary scene coming up, but I love it. It's just goofy slapstick shit that I love. When have you ever gotten it out of a car wash, dude? But yeah, he can't just tell him like open the door really quick when I'm stuck. He has to commit to this bit and it's so dumb but I love it. Cuz who hasn't gone through a car wash and wondered like what if I roll down the windows? What's it like out there? uh Poor Christopher Lloyd. I mean, he's having fun. It's a dumb scene. He gets to be goofy and like have fun with it like this, but at the same time, he's getting dragged through a car wash. That's gotta freaking suck. So yeah, he somehow got out ahead of the cop car or whatever. Finally, the hot wax was the he. It burned his pants or helped him rip his pants or something. Whatever. Goofy scene. Whatever. It's fun. It's a kids movie. So yeah, he only has like 2 lines, but Mookie is doing good in this movie, which is funny because he had about like 2 good lines in House Arrest. So they were onto something in this movie. Okay, so yeah, that was it's it's a scene to show that Mud is worried that he is like too much of a nerd. Could do without the whining here. So yeah, this is very out of nowhere because at no point really does it come across that anyone doesn't like him. I mean, the bullies don't, but that's just because Zach pretends to bully him, but he doesn't actually bully him. But the bully friends kind of bully him a little bit. But yeah, I mean, he is the idea man, but I don't think the kids really care. I don't think I don't think the kids think he's a loser. I just don't think they care about him really. That's just how kids are. Kids are very in their own head most of the time. You're so self-conscious and nervous about pretty much everything going on. But I guess that is his problem. He is so self-conscious and nervous about being who he is that he is paranoid, overly paranoid about everyone because no one else gives a shit. Everyone else is worried about their own problems at this age. But yeah, it's their attempt at an emotional scene. It's whatever. It's over. They get it over and done with pretty fast. Definitely feels like a slower paced section of the movie though. Like not a whole lot is happening right now. And from what I remember, not a whole lot happens coming up. It has the really strong start with getting to know all the kids, getting to know Van Welker, all the camp introductions with the parents. That's all really fun. The kids doing all their stuff at camp is really good. But really, as soon as like the rain day happens, it kind of slows down the pacing of everything a lot. And then the end picks up a lot too, where they are forced to do all of the camp's parents' days at once. That's a really, really good sequence of stuff. But yeah, you're going from car wash scene to emotional scene to dating, the date night scene. And then from here we go into the part where the nurse, she has to find out what's going on. Now we got to deal with all of that. Who hates lima beans, by the way? Like, what kid is eating lima beans? Peas, broccoli, carrots, those are the usual vegetables that kids hate. I mean, what's the kid gonna make? $100? How much are you getting paid, Van Welker? You can give the kid a cool 100. Weird for her to ask the question though. It is almost like she was fishing for. Are these guys? Are these guys being truthful? Like, what about your grandpa, Mud? Oh yeah, he's gonna take me fishing. It's super lame, but I feel like I would be that kid if I was at a summer camp for what is it, 8 weeks, an 8 week long summer camp. I would probably by like week 4 or 5 be like, okay, this kind of sucks. I kind of miss my bed. I miss good home cooked meals. 'Cause I do feel like I'd be one of those people where camp is fun, but whew, I've exhausted all of my fun within in the first 3 or 4 days. Like I'm ready to call it. Let's get out of here, guys. I'm not gonna have more fun in week 5 than I am in week 1. Maybe that's why I never really got into summer camp. Is I would just rather be like hanging out with friends over the summer, riding bikes or playing sports or just chilling out with TV and shows. That's kind of my vibe for a summer vacation. Especially because I'm such a movie person too. I feel like going to summer camp I would miss out on all the big summer releases you got to see. Man, speaking of summer releases, it's near in the middle of June and I can't really think of any huge movies that have dropped or are about to drop. I guess they're coming out soon because the one I'm so stoked for is going to be Nolan's The Odyssey. I cannot wait for that. I guess that's my big summer blockbuster. For sure, going to try to see it in IMAX if I can. See, and we get another unnecessary emotional scene because they're trying to give these kids the emotional growth and the special like romantic scenes because this is also very meatballs where boys and girls would kind of like go off and like have a special scene together that would kind of stray away from the comedy slapstick side of it and just be like, oh no, but this is like the other side of summer camp. It's not all fun. Sometimes you do have that summer camp romance where you've been flirting for a couple weeks, you get a little bit more You get a little closer by the end of the summer, maybe you're kissing, holding hands, who knows. Anybody listening, do you have a nice summer camp romance back in the day? Yeah, it's a lot of the emotional scenes all back to back. That's why it's kind of like a slow part of the movie, but it is nice. Seems like he would be a good teacher. Because I like that he wanted to inspire not just actors, but anybody, anyone who took his class could find inspiration in what they truly wanted to be passionate about. And then yeah, he didn't anticipate getting the girlfriend that she might stop by from time to time unannounced. Oh yeah, the Mud's room joke. He just dumped him outside. I talked over that, but that's such a funny joke. Sure loves his room. She wants to laugh. She really wants to laugh for some reason. I don't know if it's just because she's working opposite Christopher Lloyd and he's super because yeah, she's not supposed to be laughing right now. Damn, she's looking good in that shirt though. She is one of those ladies that is a little sexy when she's angry. Well, you did let one of them get burned. Damn, so they've already gone through 6 weeks of camp. That's crazy. I mean, all things considered, they've done a really good job of not screwing anything up. They've held off the cops for 6 weeks. The only major injury was Mud burning his stupid ass arm because he doesn't know how to sit down on a skateboard. I'll have to look up the mom. I know she's a famous actress. One thing you can't really think about too much is so the main four kids, they had Van Welker come and pitch the camp to the parents. They got to see an actual adult. They got some information. All of these other kids, their parents just let them sign up on name alone. Like, yeah, Mud's going to this computer camp. I'm gonna go there too. Parents like, cool, whatever. Who do we make the check out to? Actually, mom, this camp only takes cash. Great Great delivery. He sounds East Coast. You ain't gonna let this pygmy tell me what to do, are ya? How did they not know this was Mud's idea? So yeah, everyone's having their little character moments now because we just spent the last 15, 20 minutes giving him the emotional backstory. So Mud's standing up for himself. Zach is gonna ease up on being the bully. I love Christopher Lloyd in the scene too. He doesn't have to do anything. He just has to react to Mud getting it done. It's that I'm so proud of my boy look. And I'm remembering now, it was the Betty Stoller character, her right there. She was the one that I listened to on a podcast, and she was kind of talking about this movie and how the costume designers got to have the most fun with her character because she's supposed to be like the bohemian, like theater kid, I think. So yeah, they get to like her hat just now was like a Indian inspired almost bejeweled hat. All in general, this movie has really good costuming. It nails like everyone looks so 90s, but personal. Like they all have like their personal style for the 90s. I'm working on it. Yeah, this is a fun little montage. I love this effect. It definitely would not work like this. Party poppers do not explode like that. But it's that dumb kid logic that I love. House Arrest had a ton of it, where it's like these contraptions wouldn't actually work this way, but since it's a kids movie and it would make sense for a kid to think of this kind of thing. Mm, working on it. So yeah, we're setting up all four camps, and it's done in a very very cool way. I'm trying to think what the big thing in Accepted is. Oh, it's just because they find out it's not real, so they have to kind of prove that no, we actually did do some actual learning. There was a curriculum, there were professors. The tuition wasn't getting wasted. It was going towards a college. It just the college didn't exist. I'm pretty sure though, this is the only parent that showed up for military camp. I think this is the only one that they show, which is weird but funny. But I guess how many of these kids were getting sent to military school? The two bullies probably were for sure. Unless they were going to computer camp or something. great idea though to just they need to get rid of these parent or like they need to do something to keep these parents occupied for Parents' Day. So yeah, let's just put them in a foxhole and leave them there for a couple hours. So yeah, I think that was all of the military. So yeah, they get to have a lot of fun here with the they actually get to make jokes about the camps that they would be throwing. So like this joke here, they're doing um, Tennessee Tennessee Williams, but with children. That's Jonathan. Is that Jonathan Frakes? Is that Riker himself? Yeah, Tennessee Williams being like a very adult centric story creator is pretty funny to have kids doing it. Yeah. So yeah, they're going to have a lot of fun with these different camps and making their all the writers getting to have fun with the jokes. To Saigon being becoming Miss Saigon is another one. Oh my god, that's what the other mom is. She's Commander Janeway in was it Deep Space Nine or Voyager, one of the Star Trek shows. So they have two Star Trek parents playing parents for the actor kids. Yeah, this is it's all really well done. It's a really thought out scheme. Was that the same kid that shot the sign like 10 minutes ago in a different outfit? Mm-mm-mm. Okay, and then yeah, this is like we haven't really talked about it at all, but this is the heavyweights of it all, right? Like fat camps in the 90s, was that a thing? It must have been, which is so crazy that you would send your fat kid to a camp to exercise and eat healthy instead of just doing that yourself. Like take the initiative and just exercise and eat better at home. You don't have to send your kid to a $1,500 summer camp to do that. Oh yeah, and here's the big reveal. She is fully like in a single layer of clothing, no fat suit. So yeah, she looks fine. But it's dumb too because yeah, she her face and her legs are shown a lot, but they don't look fat. It's just she's given a lot of frumpy layers to wear. So the sandwich was already shitty and he decided to put dirt in it. I mean, I guess his dad is an asshole, but again, we don't really get to see that much because we only had that one scene with him and the son at the beginning. What a small world that the two people looking for Van Welker happen to meet each other. So they've almost nailed it. They are 3 camps down. I think one detail that doesn't really get mentioned too is not every I don't think every kid has parents coming. I think it is only a select number of parents that were interested in wanting to come to one. Yeah, I've liked how all the signs have a different thing. That was cool. Man, they've been doing this all day because it was noon when the theater parents got there. I'm trying to think of like what would the modern version of this be like? What game would they have to be playing to make parents think they were actually doing a air raid? Like maybe you could do like, oh, well, this is our we're doing a drone simulation thing, and then get like Ace Combat gameplay. But yeah, it's 94, and that computer program looked like it was from War Games. I'm curious what game that actually was too. It probably was like an Ace Combat or air defense kind of game. Because from what I saw, it didn't have any gameplay. The It was just maps and flight patterns. It's like an air traffic control simulator. God, Mud's dad wears the zaniest outfits. He is full on wearing Cosby sweaters all the time. Okay, here we go. So yeah, we had the everything went off without a hitch, so naturally something has to go wrong. Fun slapstick stuff. Very Three Stooge esque. We love the physical comedy here. Absolutely love it. Yeah, perfect that the bear somehow crashed into their party. I mean, would this look suspicious? I mean, it's just a bunch of kids hanging out, having a soda party. Like, yeah, Dad, it's an end of Parents' Day party. What's up? How much weight did your son actually lose? I love that line. That kid, that's like the one line that kid had this entire movie, and he nailed it. He tortured me. I don't understand this tacked on ending. It does feel a little weird, but I guess it is kind of the. It can't be full happy. The kids have to get found out. They can't get away with it, kind of thing, I think is the mindset. Is like, yeah, they can have the fun Parents' Day and do that, but they can't get away with this, or else every kid's going to try it. They have to get in trouble. Yeah, supposed to, I think this is supposed to it's supposed to give you like a little bit of an emotional be like, "Oh, but Dennis, I liked you. I thought we were buds." And you're just going to bail? But yeah, Dennis is completely right when he's talking to Mud about when he's loading up the car. He's like, "What's the worst that they gonna do to you? Mud ground you, spank you? They ground me. It's a lot worse. It's in a cell for years." Yeah, I think it is supposed to be the sad, like, "Oh, but I thought Dennis was a good guy." But at the same time, should he? I mean, he went along with it, but can he really be put to blame? If I remember correctly, that is what it kind of comes down to at the end. Is like, it's not. It wasn't really him. It was the kids that did all this. Yeah, it sucks, but he kind. I guess he would be. They need the cops would the authorities would need somebody to blame. Parents would need somebody to blame. They're not gonna blame their kids. But then the kids are gonna do the I'm Spartacus moment and I'll stand up and be like, if you're gonna punish one of us, you gotta punish all of us. Yeah. Religious indoctrinations, yeah. Because cults, I get, yeah, cults were big in the 80s and 90s. The Himmel Child, yes. Money. I mean, they still got a lot of cash. Oh, and it was a long time ago, and I didn't mention it, but when Mud busts out the wallet, right, full of cash, and everyone starts taking it, oh, it gives me such bad anxiety because I would be the dumbass kid, like, okay, but does everyone actually know what they put into the pot? Because I'm not letting somebody take my money. I put in 1,200. I want my 1,200. But they just start handing it out all willy nilly, and it really gets on my nerves. Because when they start just like handing stacks out to people, like, what if somebody gets like all the hundreds and one person's just tens and twenties? That sucks. And I forget how much the dad says, but he says something like, "There's something I would rather do with $1,000 or something." So I mean, you got to imagine all these kids bringing $1,000 each for camp. God damn. Good joke for the adults because I don't think I picked up on that as a kid. You'd expect more buddy cop scenes with Polk and Hendrix, but it really is just, I think it is just them talking at that picnic table, right? That's the only time they really have a scene together, and then it's Polk and the dad. Yeah, this is the fucking car that Zach found in the woods that night when they were playing flashlight tag, and he fixed it up to look like this. He got a new paint job. He got all the parts. He somehow made it brand new. I mean, Jesus, if he's that skilled, he really should just drop out and get into a start his own auto shop. And then the writers of Accepted watched this scene and were like, "Oh my god, that's our next idea. We're gonna do this in college." Like they literally made the sequel to this movie. Oh, look at those bad necklaces. Those are the dumb necklaces he was making with that girl with just car parts, just nuts and bolts. They look so bad. Like from Mad Max World or something. He looked down and checked her out. Was that the actor doing that naturally, or was that a specific direction that he was given of like check her out when she walks away? Ugh. Okay, this is really awkward. I think there's a reason why Disney kid movies didn't really don't really focus on this kind of thing because it is so awkward to watch young children have an awkward first kiss. Oh, and he rides off into the sunset in a cool car with a with the hot nurse, Lucky Dog. I love this detail too that's been going on throughout the entire movie where the kid is just has just been playing guitar and like providing he's been providing like soundtrack for the movie a little bit. There are so many times where guitar is playing in the background and you can see him just sitting chilling playing the guitar. Oh yeah, and here's the payoff to the skinny dipping that's been going on the entire movie. I remember her talking about this scene and saying it was a little awkward because the subject matter, but she was saying that it was also like freezing cold water and she felt so bad for the kid because the boy was like specifically way more cold than she was and had a hard time hiding it. So yeah, funny joke, funny payoff. She got him. I hope you liked the song at the beginning. You're about to hear it for another 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes straight. So yeah, that was Camp Nowhere, man. It just kind of ends abruptly, but it is super, super fun. I love it. It's got amazing camp hijinks. That's really the highlight of this whole movie for me. It's just it makes summer camp seem fun. The kids are having fun. It's a it's clearly one of those movies where everyone was just having a blast. They making a movie at a summer camp over summer, you get to experience summer camp essentially while you make the movie, so that's always super super cool. Little montage footage of them partying and hanging out at the camp. All right, I guess I'll end it here. Don't really have much else to say about it. I enjoyed this movie. Hopefully, you enjoyed it. Had a good time watching this. Happy summer, everyone. Hopefully, you get some good summer hijinks going for yourself as well. We will see you with another commentary track soon. Bye.